Hi, this is Jim from M&M Tools and Machinery, and today we're going to talk about the new to us here in the United States, the new DEWALT magnetic drill. The model number on this is a DWE1622. Okay, runs you about 950 bucks, maybe $1,000. They've had these in Europe for a while, which you can tell because some of the specs on the website are all done in the European numbers. You've got millimeters, and then they use watts instead of amps. Anyway, so they've had it over there for a while. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you. In order for us to learn a little bit more about the drill, we actually watched a few of the videos of the European guys. But so far it looks really cool. It has some really cool features. We just did this, to show you what a mag drill does, right? So here's your switch for the magnetic, and then you can pull it off. We're going to make sure we didn't scuff it because we got to sell it later. No, we're good. Okay, so first off, we'll go back here real quick. So on the switch itself, there's your magnetic, or the magnetic parts of the switch, right? So here we're on our table saw. And then this is, we're actually going to crank that up a little so we don't mess anything up. Okay, this is to run the motor. Okay, so now, see this, watch this light. So it says overload on there. So if this starts to bog down at all, the overload will kick on. It flashes, right? Chase actually watched the videos, guys.
It's like a red and yellow.
Oh, there we go. So be sure to keep that in there.
Yeah.
So it flashes a red and yellow like Chase said.
And then when it's actually overloaded, it turns bright red. It doesn't turn on.
Okay, folks. So that's how you know, which is actually really cool. And then in order to turn it back on, what do you do, Chase?
You have to turn it off and let it sit for a second, turn it back on, and then don't run it all the way full. Just let it do its thing for just a minute, because if you try and hit it again, it's just going to go back into overload. So
very good. A lot of the tool manufacturers are doing that nowadays. I think they're getting tired of warranties from people that don't know what they're doing and trash a tool and then bring it in. So the benefit is, some guys say, it slows down production, and in some ways you're right, it slows down production, but it stops you from abusing the tool, which means the tool manufacturer knows that it's a real warranty when you bring it in, and number two, it means that your tool lasts you longer. So you're going to see that on a lot of tools nowadays, that they have an overload protection, so when the tool gets too hot, it kicks it off for you, period. And then in order for you to use the tool, you have to turn it off, let it cool down for a sec, turn it back on, let it run to full revolution, full speed, get some air flowing into the tool, and then the tool will start again for you, okay? So it's actually really cool. I know some guys don't like it because it slows down production for you, but it does it on purpose. If you were to run it at that speed all the time, they burn up quicker. So just, I guess, think of it in your mind as saving you money. And granted, I'm a salesman, so I'm biased, of course, but that's kind of what they've gone to. So, okay, so we got all that. This is the switch covered. So this is another really cool feature on this. This right here is another port. By the way, the other two handles are here in the case. I just haven't put them on, just being lazy, I guess. So this is a quick release button, super cool. So if I want to run this, if I want to run the handle on this side, I can. If I want to run the handle on this side, I can, right? Just stick that on there, and away we go, okay? Really good idea there, and very uncommon. Okay, so another cool feature is this is your gearbox. Okay, so you can run at 300 RPM or 450 RPM. And then in order to switch, so now we're in first gear. If we want to go up to second gear, we just bring it down like that, lift up, click it in, and now we'll go to second gear. Capacity on this is about 6 inches. Okay, so of course, you just can raise it like this, right? But let's say you need to go higher than that for some reason. What you do is you take this, which comes in your kit with it, and you are going, I gotta learn how to aim, sorry. You're gonna loosen that up, okay? And then you lift this up. And we're gonna tighten that back down. So if you needed to, let's say your magnetic point was on a beam that was lower than the beam that you're actually drilling into, that's when you would use this feature, right? Hang on just a sec, Chase.
All right.
Okay, so now then we can get our extra capacity there and drill in, right? So, or if you had a really extra long bit to go through something. So another really nice feature. Now this is a fairly common feature, but the way that you access it is a little bit uncommon. It's a little easier than they normally are. So that's kind of handy. This thumb screw, I'm still not quite sure what that does yet. I'm sorry, everybody. It's new to us here. So I'm not as knowledgeable now, and I apologize. So the next cool thing that I really like about this one, that we've shown you a little bit of, is the case. Okay, so number one, it's a nice big good sized case. You can store all your cutters in here, you can store your chuck, you can store all that kind of stuff, which is a very cool feature. Some of the cases you get are junk. They don't have enough space for anything. Some of them are really good. It depends on the manufacturer, and some of them don't come with cases at all. The case is really cool, really well designed, and has a lot of space for storage of stuff, but the only thing you're not gonna like is you can't store it with these bars on it. You have to take the bars off. And I don't know if you can see it down here, I had to come down to the proper depth in order to fit it in here, because just the way that it's blow molded on there, it has to fit a certain way. So that's the only thing you're not going to like, is when you go to put it back in the case, it has to be just so or it won't fit. But as far as accessory storage and cord storage, it's really good that way. So I don't know, pluses and minuses, right? Okay guys, so we pulled this back up to show you a few more things, right? So this is really neat. Also, this is your fluid tank, right? Nothing fancy. Here's your magnetic mounts. I'm sure there's a better way to mount this, but from what I can see, you would mount this right here, and then you would put this little hose in here, and then you control your flow with that. So these magnets are pretty good. I think that it would hold just fine on there, right? You're not talking about tons of fluid. It'll last you a long time. So that's kind of nice, and the fact that it stores here in the case really easily is another nice feature. I know I'm a salesman, guys, but I'm being sincere about these features, because you don't get this with every drill, I promise. Number two, here's your chains. Now this is standard with all the companies. They'll send you a safety chain. So if you're working underneath a beam or on its side and the power goes off, you want to have the safety chain on so it doesn't fall off and hurt you or hurt the tool. Then on here you've got, this is your drill chuck. This is the Allen wrench that we just looked at. And I'm sure this goes to some part of the machine. I don't know what yet. Like I said, this is a little bit new. Actually, it looks like it goes to tighten on your, nope, it doesn't. So you just have to use another nut for that one. And then, of course, here are your three handles for the chuck, okay? So the nice thing on this is, like most magnetic drills nowadays, this uses annular cutters with a Weldon Shank, okay? This is what's called a Weldon Shank, although I talked to one of the guys at Evolution who used to work at Fine, and he told me that technically a Weldon Shank was a little bit bigger and a little different design, but this is commonly known as the Weldon Shank. I'm sure some of the guys that watch this video will know better than I, but that's what this is commonly known as, okay? So it just has two flats on it. So on a non-quick change drill, most of these drills have a number 3 Morse taper. On a non-quick change, what you'd have is you'd have the number 3 Morse taper, and then you'd have 2 set screws. The cool thing on this DeWalt is that it is a quick change. So if we wanted to put this bit in, number one, we look at the little picture, okay? See the angle that it shows you? And then number two, you lift up on this, okay? And then, there we go. Put that right in there. There we go. Now it's in. So what I was doing there is I was just turning it to find to find that center spot, or the sweet spot where the two little balls right there engage. Okay, and then you just pull that up again to pull the bit out, right? So really handy that you don't have to do set screws anymore. In fact, you know what, guys? If you look under there, you can see the two ball bearings. You can see the points where they engage. So you want to just get that middle part right in there, and then we're in there. Okay. So the other nice thing is this chuck comes with it, and some drills come with chucks and some don't. If a drill doesn't come with a chuck, just know that that's like an additional 100 to 150 bucks. So it's really cool that it comes with it. The other thing that I like personally, and some of you guys that deal a lot in metal will probably have differing opinions, and that's good because you guys deal with it, you know, a lot. But I like this Weldon adapter. I think it's a really good, solid way to do it. Some of the chucks that you get they just have a number 3 Morse taper, and tapers are good. I mean, crap, they used them for, sheesh, how many years? I mean, doing it, and it's worked great. But I do like the Weldon. So anyway, this you just insert this the same way, right? You just slide it right in, and it's in there. This is a 1/2 inch chuck. Some of the chucks you see out on the market these days are 5/8 or 3/4. So that's a little bit nicer because you have a little more capacity, of course. Let's see if there's anything I haven't covered. I actually think that's just about it. So again, these are brand new to the US. Some really cool features on here that you don't see on a lot of drills. I don't have any longevity rating to give you guys yet because they're brand new. I haven't even sold one yet. But over the course of the next year or so, we should know a little bit more on how well it does in the market. And then we'll let you know as soon as we know. Thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, please let us know. I believe that our web address, our email, and our phone number are all in the description somewhere, or maybe they're at the bottom of the screen, I don't know. But just holler at us if you have questions about this or any other tool, and if you have recommendations or a desire to see a certain video on a certain tool, please let us know. Sometimes we run out of ideas, so it's good to hear from customers what they would like. And if I've made a mistake on here, please let us know that too. We don't want to do that either. I think I've been pretty accurate with what information I have, but I definitely know that I don't know everything. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.